G'day, welcome back to the show. Daryl Nicholson, Toowoomba 4358 TV with Rebecca Konz. Got that right?
Yes, you did.
If I can say Kirsty Smolensky, I can say any names.
Pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, well done.
When I first started the show, I struggled with names, but
Yes.
now I've got pretty
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah.
I was just down at Second Shot talking with Nat. I
Yes.
was reading about you in the paper. So you're talking housing
Yes.
and cost of living
Absolutely.
and wages, I think. Did I copy that in there? No.
No, maybe not
No.
wages.
Yeah, okay,
No,
right.
there's other few things, like wages are important.
Yep.
It's not that we're not for... what we want to do is bring the wage back to the livable standard
Right,
sort
okay,
of thing.
yep.
I think where you would have got that from is we want the cost of living and having wages manageable.
Yep,
And bringing
okay.
the cost of your rent back
Yep.
to 30% instead of 50 to 70%.
Right, okay, yep,
so
beautiful,
that,
yep.
and it's going to take some balancing, but
Mhm.
we think we can do it.
And I was reading about the housing. Your plan for housing is?
Reduce immigration,
Yeah.
take the pressure off the demand for housing,
Yep.
and also increase the supply of housing by reducing the cost of building, by taking the GST off building materials,
That's right, yep.
reducing red and green tape, and taking away things like the legislation that says that all new homes have to be built to be wheelchair
Right,
compliant,
yep.
because that's going to add at least $50,000 to the cost of a new build. And young people are already struggling to get into the building market. So how is adding an extra $50,000 in costs going to help?
Yep. Okay. And what's your background before you decided to run for One Nation? Where have you been?
I've done a lot of things. I'm actually a personal trainer and health and fitness coach,
Right.
and also a massage therapist.
Yep.
But I also worked for child safety for 10 years.
Okay, yep.
So yes, I worked in the public service for 10 years, helping families and children achieve a better life. Yeah.
I watched Sky News the other night, and Pauline Hanson was being interviewed, and she's come a long way now. They're going to get more preferences now, higher up in the preference list.
Yeah. It's a long journey, and I think that people underestimate what One Nation's influence on politics in Australia has been over the last 30 years. They see the media cut Pauline and get all her fluffy bits in where she trips over her words, and we can all do that. You can interview anyone and find the bits where they trip over their words and put that out there.
Yep.
And make that look like that's the person, or you can cut it to all the nice neat bits and make them look really competent.
Yep.
And the media, I do blame the media a lot for how Pauline has been seen by the community because of the way the media portrayed her.
Yep.
And it's not who she is, and it's not what she stands
Yep.
for. And that makes me really sad, because we shouldn't be being run by our politics shouldn't be being run by the media. The media should be unbiased.
Yep.
That's what it's supposed to be, and it hasn't been as far as One Nation is concerned. They portray her as racist when she's the exact opposite of racist.
Yep.
So she has strong views on certain things, don't we all? And that's okay.
Yep. I put a post up through the week. There was a person blindfolded being spoon-fed, and it said you wouldn't be spoon-fed food you didn't like. Don't let the media do it to you as well. And as I said to you before we started, I'm all about good things, positive things. So
Yes, and that's one of the things I've really liked about the campaign in Broome is that we're all friendly towards each other, even when we've got opposing views. None of us are trying to harm the other's campaign in any way. We're all just trying to put our own positive message out there. So and I've really enjoyed that about the campaign.
Okay, my viewers on Toowoomba 4358 TV, like and share this video. It's very important. I'm trying to get all the information out about all the candidates, and I've caught up with a couple here today, because I'm going to tie them up through the week. Pre-poll starts today, and it's a sad day for the world with the passing of the Pope, unfortunately.
Yes.
Just like the Queen. I was just talking to Nat before.
Sudden.
The Queen worked right up until the day she died.
Yes.
But pre-polling starts today. How many percentage of Australians are going to vote pre-poll, do you think?
Oh, look, it's hard to say. Some people just want to get it over and done with, and other people probably care less, just wait and have to go and do this today and begrudgingly go to the polls. But I'd really encourage people to actually actively look at the policies being offered, particularly by One Nation, obviously. But One Nation came out with all of their policies 6 months ago, and then once the election was announced, suddenly Labor and Liberal had the same policies. So I'd really like to, in that vein, say, well, obviously they see their good policies. We had them first, so put us number one.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. Excellent. Okay, so today's the first day pre-poll. I do encourage you. I've got Garth Hamilton on Thursday and Richard Edwards. I'm lining them up. Hold off. Watch all these videos, like and share them with your family and friends. A lot of people come to me and say they don't know who's who in the zoo, so this is a good way to do this. Like and follow my page, share it with your family and friends, and make an informed decision. As I said, I don't care who you vote for. I just care how you vote. Vote carefully.
I actually care that people care how they vote rather than who they actually vote for. If they're voting on their principles and what they think is the best way for Australia going forward, I would rather they vote for someone else than just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's because there's been such apathy about politics in Australia over the last 30 years that we've ended up in the mess that we are in right now. And if we can actually get people to think about their vote, carefully consider the actual policies and not the personalities, because you're not voting for a personality, you're voting for the policies, you're voting for their ideologies. So when you vote, make sure that you vote with your conviction and then back that up with a major party if it's not the first choice.
Yeah, great stuff. Look, I want to thank you for your time today. I know it's a very busy day for you. You've got to rush off to your next appointment. I'm going to go home and lay this video down and get it out today on pre-poll day before I go to work. I go to work at 1 o'clock.
Thank you for having me, Daryl.
No, look,
appreciate it.
And I must admit, Susie said, "Have you met Rebecca? She is a beautiful soul." And you know, so so I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Daryl.
I'm Daryl Nicholson, Toowoomba 4358 TV, and Rebecca, it's more than just a postcode. It's all about community.
Absolutely.